Hello, everyone. Hello. Thank you so much for your patience and understanding here. Um, it's been a journey for me to get stream set up today.
Yeah, man, crazy. It's been a month. Well, okay, past couple weeks.
hmm
Yeah,
hmm
it's been a little bit of a mess in terms of technical
Yeah,
stuff.
I didn't have a camera. Then when I finally fixed that, I didn't have a camera. Then Doug didn't have a camera. And then when I finally fixed that, I realized that I needed to get up everything and get ready for these residual bit messages. So let's
Anytime we've had to do like a meeting the past like couple weeks, like there's always been like audio issues, like just something. It's like even this one, it's like, oh, I thought you set the sound settings to that. No, I didn't Skype. I didn't touch you.
Yeah. So it's been a 20 minutes while I've been trying to figure out why I didn't have a camera and Doug didn't have a camera and you know, we're here though.
But we're here.
We're here.
That's what matters.
Yeah. But welcome everyone to Chatting with Doug. I'm gonna get this out of the way to let people know about before we jump into things and the rules included with that. As you can see pinned to the top of chat, the bit minimum right now is set to 500, but that's only because we had to end stream because of a technical issue on Friday an hour early. So we have just about 5 pages of bit messages from Friday to get through. So we're gonna get through those first, and then once we get through those, we'll get to today's, and then I can maybe reset the limit back down. But I just wanted to
We're
make
not going
sure.
to keep it at 500. Yeah, don't
Yeah,
worry.
yeah. I just wanted to make sure that people's questions from Friday got answered, and they didn't feel left out. So cool, great, awesome. Anyway, let's get to some of these other rules really quick so we can get to all these other bit messages to hopefully lower the minimum so we can get even more questions, okay? All right. First and foremost, we give priority to the bit messages since that is some real world money spent towards the end of stream. We may or may not have time for highlighted messages, but please save your highlighting for the end of stream because if you highlight it now, I cannot scroll up and check it out. It's just the way it works. Highlighting a question does not guarantee that we're going to see it and answer it. However, though, um, please keep your messages short and to the point. The longer it is, the faster I have to read it, and the more likely it is that we're going to lose the point, and then I don't have time to repeat it. So short and to the point is better. That also applies to part messages. If you absolutely have to have multiple parts to your message, um, please limit it to 3 at the very, very max. Yeah, we would appreciate that. It's just otherwise, again, same thing. Point gets lost. Please not repeat yourself over and over again in chat. You can get timed out or even banned if you're going to continuously do that. We do get behind on bit messages, especially today. I would anticipate that we're probably not going to get to the bit messages that were given today until like a good half an hour, 45 minutes before stream has started, because again, we have leftover bits from Friday that never got answered that we do
After stream has started. Sorry.
Yes,
Just,
sorry, I don't even know what I said because I'm discombobulated. So
just running, man. Just running through it, marathoning it, man. We're going to get
I'm
this.
trying.
Let's do this.
I'm trying. So yeah, so just be expected that you don't have to repeat the bit message. It's in a line. It is very rare that we actually miss one. Just have some patience. We'll get to it. Okay? Um do not spoil anything, okay? I haven't had a chance to watch the season premiere of Bad Batch, and if you spoil that for me, chat, I will be upset. Also, obviously, we all know Madam Web is huge and has so many implications for everything happening right now. So, like, just no, I'm just kidding, by the way.
Don't give away the 5 end credit sequences.
Of Madam Web.
Yeah.
Yes. I definitely feel like I missed something and I don't know what it is.
Maybe look and see if your question's been asked already.
Yes, thank you. Maybe look and see if your question has been asked. You're not going to get in trouble for that. It's just that we feel bad. If at this point you've already given 500 bits, which is like $5, and someone has already answered it, and we just have to like give you the table scraps to that. So, yeah, we just feel bad. That's all. Okay? Cool? Great?
We could.
Awesome. All right, then let's get to Friday's questions that we unfortunately were not able to get to because of tech issues. Let's get to those first. Keep in mind these happened while we were playing Final Fantasy VII Remake. So if a lot of the questions are related to Final Fantasy, or if the comments are related to Final Fantasy, that's why. Okay? Great. Awesome. Godzilla fan, thank you for the 50 bits. Cloud never skipped a gym day because he is literally swinging around a sword the size of a railroad track.
Right? I almost think he'd be even stronger after wheeling that around.
For sure. Shadow Flare, thank you for the 100 bits. I know you probably get this a lot, but I just wanted to say a genuine, heartfelt thanks. You're kind of the reason I'm so into film now, and I've discovered my own passions thanks to that.
Oh my god, thank you. That's so kind of you to say.
Godzilla fan, thank you for the 50 bits. Chadley sounds like a jock from a private school. That name does too. The first time I heard that character's name was Chadley, I was like, you've got to be joking.
I kind of think it sounds like a kid you make fun of, honestly. I don't know. Like, almost like Chutley or something like that, Chadley. I don't know. It's a funny name.
Reindeer Dan, thank you for the 50 bits. Not sure if you're aware, Doug, but Final Fantasy VII integrated the DLC as an optional boss to the base game, similar to the secret bosses of Kingdom Hearts. That is actually one of the least obtained achievements in Final Fantasy games. Would love to see you attempt it when you beat the game and if you play through the DLC because of lore implications and just how unique the boss is.
I heard something about that. I'll look more into that as we keep playing.
The Ulrich, thank you for the 50 bits. This is for Heather. Thank you. Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Another fantastic Final Fantasy Friday with Doug Walker. Ooh, Tifa, yay! Also, I finally watched the Blues Brothers movie on Netflix, and I loved it.
Oh, it's so good. And in terms of a fantastic Final Fantasy Friday, it was okay. Again, internet problems. That's why we're answering them now.
Author, thank you for the 500 bits. This is to the tune of Peaches, all right. Tifa, 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 I love you. That's all.
You know, I'm not seeing it yet. She's fine for now. Maybe I gotta just keep playing. Maybe the more I play as a character, I'll see it. But she's okay for now.
Falashi, thank you for the 100 bits. The items, weapons, weapon upgrades, and materia all work together to buff your stats and abilities. It's a bit confusing. You'll definitely get it soon.
Yeah, I'm getting it more. I'm actually surprised how much I'm remembering so far of the game. I'm not doing great, but I'm doing better than I thought.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 100 bits. What show do you think has the better world? Amphibia or Owl House?
Oh, Owl House, by far. Amphibia's fun, but Owl House, I love that world. The minute I saw it, I loved it.
Selmara, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey, Doug, didn't have time to ask this during the Q&A stream. Well, aren't you in luck?
Well.
But I'm curious to know, what do you think of the Scar makeup on Zuko for Netflix's live-action Avatar? I personally think Jim did a better job with the makeup on Dante Bosco.
Well, if he did, I mean, he'll love to hear that because we did it at like 4 a.m. in the morning. I haven't seen that close yet. I'm gonna marathon the episodes tomorrow so I can get a Untitled review show on it. So I will let you know then.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 100 bits. I love Parks and Rec, but the one problem I have with it is the Jerry bullying. I think it's way too mean-spirited, and Jerry is so nice and doesn't deserve it.
But that's why it's funny. That's why it's so funny. Oh, I love that. I love why. And he never gets any, like, vindication or anything at the end, right? He's just always hated. I love it.
Fat Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. I'm sure you've heard a lot about the Apes trilogy, but it really is one of the best trilogies in modern cinema, with one of the greatest protagonists in all of cinema. Caesar's journey is beyond captivating. Oh, and the second film, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, is freaking phenomenal, the best of the trilogy.
Yeah, I saw the third one. I haven't seen the other two. I gotta check them out.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Let's see. Doug's biggest rivals in video games are trees and now tables.
Yeah, sounds right. But that's not Fantasy's fault, man. There's nothing I could do. It's a table.
Godzilla fan, thank you for the 50 bits. Daddy, would you like some Sephiroth? Daddy, would you like some Sephiroth?
Daddy, would you like some Sephiroth? I love
there
this.
it is. Virtuous Sinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Just got out of seeing Lisa Frankenstein, and I really enjoyed it. I don't think you will get into it if you're not into chick flick horror movies like The Craft or Jennifer's Body, but something like this is right up my alley.
See, that's where I didn't get into The Craft, but I loved, it sounds weird, I love Jennifer's Body, but you know what I mean. I might check it out. I'm a little curious about it.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. You can download the PS5 version for free, yes, but you have to upload your PS4 game save file from the PS4 main games menu first and then download it into the PS5 version main menu, or you won't be able to continue where you left off.
Yeah, I forgot about that. We gotta look that up if we can get the PS5 version. Yeah,
We do.
gotta look that up.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 100 bits. If Sonic SatAM has continued, Snively would have main villain for a while. Would you have liked that?
No, but I'd be curious to see what they do with the rest of it. Who knows? Maybe they make him a cool character. I don't know.
Fire Tower, thank you for the 145 bits. Would you review Final Fantasy 15 King's Glaive, the prequel movie to the game?
Maybe I don't know. Well, we'll see how this goes. The playthrough goes.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 100 bits. What do you think of Father Comstock in BioShock Infinite? Do you think he's a good villain?
Oh yeah, especially the more and more you find out about him and everything. No, just about everything with that. The game kind of does everything you expect it to do, but you also want it to do, and it looked amazing while doing it. So yeah, no, I really enjoyed all of that.
Sora of Hearts, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey Doug, do you recognize Johnny's voice? You might have gone swinging with him recently. Oh, wink.
Kinda. Assuming Spider-Man.
Yes. Strider for Life, thank you for the 50 bits. Cloud, Sephiroth, there's too many people here. Let's fight in a place that's deserted. Let's find a theater playing Madam Web.
All right, that was pretty good.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, so happy you're enjoying the game so far. Once you're finished with the game, will you think about another JRPG game of playing Persona series, specifically Persona 5?
I've heard good things about it. Is it a turn-based game or no?
It sure is.
No. Boo! Sorry,
It's an amazing game, though, Doug. I love Persona 5.
We'll see. I really hate turn-based games, but we'll see.
It's also a very long one. I believe on stream, I took about 120 hours to finish.
Wow, holy shit, okay.
It's very long.
That's a long time for a style of game I don't like, so we'll see.
Yeah. Okay, and that's actually it for all the Friday ones. We did
All
it
right.
in 20 minutes. All right, amazing. I am actually just gonna leave the bit minimum up for a hot second because I feel like we're still kind of behind. Also, did it do a thing? Hold on 1 second.
Oh no.
I know. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Sometimes Streamlabs does a thing where it cancels out some of the recent events, which I hate.
Oh no.
Means I might need to go back and take a fast. I'm sorry, chat. This has just been great. Oh, and there's and you dropped too.
I literally said, oh, I'm looking. We're still on stream. At least I can see we're still on stream. And it's like, oh shit, are you kidding?
No, I'm more like, oh shoot, I think some of the bit messages got lost.
Oh, did they?
They may have. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm really trying to figure it out. Just give me 1 second.
I can just scroll up on like my end, but I don't know how far it goes
because
back.
I want to be able to just see where I am and where I got left off. I'm really sorry, everyone. I do not know what is going on right now. Okay, only 2 of them. I got them. It's fine. Okay. Okay.
Only 2 were lost, or?
Yeah, I got it. It's fine. I know.
Okay.
I know. I'm sorry, guys. That's our hard-earned money. God, that's why I'm trying so hard.
Yeah.
Okay?
No. All sorts of stuff been going crazy this week.
I don't know what is wrong with tech today. Jesus Christ. Okay, I got it. Everything's
we got
good.
it.
We got
okay.
it. Everything's good. Okay, Adam Grunther, thank you for the 500 bits.
Thank you.
Thoughts on the Has-Been Hotel finale?
I liked it. It's what I thought would happen, though. It's a good show. It's very, very good. Hell of a Boss did spoil me big time. So even when a show this good that you do not see on TV or streaming much, and it's really amazing, comes along, I'm like, yeah, but I like what the other show did. But it wants to be a bigger story. You have to stick closer to certain tropes, more traditional tropes because of that. I get that. It is very good. I highly recommend it. It's well done. But if you're a Hell of a Boss fan, I think there might be some conflicts to it. But it is very, very good.
Oiram, thank you for the 500 bits. Appreciate it. So, why didn't you acknowledge the behind the scenes controversy with Across the Spider-Verse in your review? You do know you just praised Lord Miller in the video despite some issues that they've caused, right?
Yeah, I even recorded a section talking about it, and I was really thinking about it, and I'm like, I guess I wasn't there. I don't know what happened behind the scene, but it sounds. I don't know. I wanted to this time around because I was so blown away by the movie. I wanted to keep it just to the movie. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm saying that the film is so amazing to me that I did kind of overlook that, and I don't know if I should have or not, honestly. I made a last minute decision. I cut it out. I did record something about it. I don't know if it's the right decision. But I love the movie. I'm there to talk about the art of the movie. So on that basis, no, it's not the wrong thing to do. But yeah, I don't know if I made the right choice on that.
Hirok, thank you so much for that 36-month subscription. Welcome back. Appreciate
Thank you.
that. Hey, Doug, how are you?
Good. Thank you.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 500 bits. What has
Thank
been
you.
your favorite episode of Hell of a Boss overall, and who is your favorite character?
I like the owl character. And it's funny because my wife suddenly is getting into the show. 'Cause she was told about Has Been Hotel, and I said I don't know if that'll be your thing because she's not really big into musicals and stuff. I said, but Hell of a Boss might be. It's a little bit more demented and crazy and kind of sick and mean spirited. So we just started it again, which is so great to watch. And yeah, I think I like that owl character. I always forget his name, but I like him a lot. And the favorite episode, I kind of like the one. I like the one that ends with they're going to Hollywood and they're trying to get the daughter back. There's just a nice little talk that like her and Luna have like on the Hollywood side, which is such a cliche, but it like I don't know, it felt very genuine. The episode itself was so funny them going the Hollywood route. I thought all that was very very cool.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. Have you seen the film Cat on a Hot Tin Roof? If not, I highly recommend it. Great acting from Elizabeth Taylor, Paul Newman, and Burl Ives.
No, it's one of those I've always heard of it. I always hear it's like a classic film and everything, but I don't even know what it's about. I think it's based on a play, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I haven't seen it. I should check it out.
Oiram, thank you for that 21-month subscription. Welcome
Thank
back.
you.
Appreciate it. Are the rumors true? Is the Channel Awesome website no more?
It's true. Oh my god! After not updating it for 6 months, it's finally gone. Yeah, they're just. It served great as a means to, when YouTube kept kicking us off, a place where we could go. That combined with Blip was also very helpful for the time and everything. But YouTube won. I mean, it came in. It brought everybody back. That's, and we're both very thankful, but also slaves to it, like everyone is with the algorithm and everything. So, yeah, it's like I said, we haven't updated it in months. We were very thankful to have it when we did, but I mean, like nobody. Only now you're bringing it up. I think it's been down for a couple weeks.
Or Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 44-month subscription. Welcome back. Hey guys, it's been a million years since I tuned into a stream. I still owe you guys deets on my experience at the Sonic Symphony. Sorry.
Oh, very cool. Awesome.
Commander Hammerhead, thank you for the 500 bits. Hey Doug, rewatching Avatar: The Last Airbender for tomorrow. Also, I set up an official Twitter account for my King Kong remake project. It's called Legend of Kong, King of Skull Island. Tweeted some of the concept art. Please check it out.
Cool. I'll do my best.
Oiram, thank you for the 500 bits. So this YouTube membership thing, are you moving certain streams from Twitch to YouTube or what? No, that's not in the plan right now. But YouTube members are going to be a part of an exclusive stream that's only airing on YouTube and to members. But the plan right now is not to completely stop any certain streams and only put them on YouTube or anything like that. But do get an extra stream if you sign up for YouTube membership, or there's a certain tier on YouTube memberships where that's a thing. Big Mac, thank you for the 500 bits.
Thank you.
How did the channel to start how did the idea to start a Twitch channel first come about? It was my fault.
was gonna say, I think that's Heather.
It was my fault. We were just talking about things at a meeting. I can't even remember exactly what it was, but we were talking about like alternate revenue sources and whatever. And I had started a Twitch channel like myself a year or so before we started the Channel Awesome one. And I was like, well, I've got experience doing like Twitch and live stream if you want to talk about that. And we were like, cool, yeah, let's hear about it. And I was like, great, okay, let's do it.
Well, it was good timing because I think, what was it, like a year, half a year before the pandemic? So we are just
Yeah.
like, okay, it's good that we got that set up.
Yeah, for sure, right. Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. I know you've said you're not a gigantic fan of Meryl Streep, Doug, but I personally thought the most recent season of Only Murders featured some of her best acting. It was kind of an against type performance that really allowed her to show her comedic, emotional, and even musical range. Her singing voice has come a long way since Mamma Mia.
Yeah, what I see her in, was it Into the Woods? She was a lot better. And I actually, I do like her a great deal in comedy. And she's perfectly fine in drama. She does a good job. I'm not gonna say like she's bad. She's not. But I guess for all the praise she gets, I guess I don't know. I haven't seen that one where I was like blown away. You know what I mean? Like that one performance. But I've seen very, very good ones from her, certainly. And yeah, I should, like I said, I'm still only on season 1 of Only Murders. I've only seen that one. I've seen a little bit of second, but yeah, I should catch up because I hear it's still pretty good.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. And Avatar, what did you think of Aang and Katara's relationship? Do you think it was done well?
Yeah, I know some people are very anti. Again, they much rather see what was it? It was Zuko and Katara, right? I think a lot of people wanted to see, and in some respects, I think that in some respects it works. In other respects, it does. I think it's very clear they're building up Aang and Katara, but there is like, I don't know. I feel like it's a little intentional, maybe not. I don't know. It did feel a little bit more like a mother-son relationship, even though they're about the same age. But I mean, they even say she's like the mother of the group and stuff like that. So it is a little weird when you put that. Like Zuko would make more sense. Here's got this bad boy that comes in a little closer to her age and everything. But I thought it was fine for what it was. I wasn't like thrown off, like what's this, kind of thing.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 500 bits. What are your thoughts on the character Nifty in Hazbin Hotel?
Let me remind myself who
Nifty
that
is the one-eyed
is.
one. Who's
the little one, yeah. Fine. I kind of wanted a little bit more of her. It's got some weird, some of the craziness I wanted a little bit more of, especially it has been Hotel. I kind of want to see what's in every room. Is every room going to be something really weird and odd? I thought every room would have a different way of like rehabilitating someone. I wanted a little bit more of that, but it is a continuing series. I'm going to take a wild guess, say they have a season 2 coming up. Yeah, I hope they explore that more because I do think there's a lot of possibilities with it.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 500 bits. Doug, the Spiderwick Chronicles show was releasing on the Roku channel in April. Could you do an NC for the original Nickelodeon movie from 2008 by then, please?
I was going to say, I didn't even know. I remember seeing the movie advertised. I didn't know they had a show coming out. That's interesting. Or did it come out already?
In April is what they said.
In April. Okay, so it hasn't come out yet. I have it on the list. I've never seen it before. I don't know how many people would be interested in it, but I'll look it over. I'll consider it.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 500 bits. What would you say has been the funniest overall scene or joke in Hazbin Hotel?
I really like that episode. The one Angel is he's the porn star guy, right? Is that the name of the? Angel. That whole episode going to his backstory, I thought was great. I love both songs in it, and I especially love the Loser song that Keith David does. That is just so my speed. It's both a feel good and feel bad song at the same time. And it's coming from the exact right character to the exact right character. So that whole episode I really love, but that scene in general, I really, really enjoyed.
FBL, thank you for the 500 bits. Is Oppenheimer Christopher Nolan's best movie?
I think it is. There's ones that experiment, I guess you could say, have better experiments in them, if that makes sense. Like Memento, I think, is a very clever experiment, and it's a good movie, but in terms of like, man, everything just gelling together. I mean, almost like an equation, right? Almost like the scientific perfect equation coming together. Um, I really think Oppenheimer was that. I think that's his magnum opus.
On a Joker, thank you for saying something. In the chaos of everything else going wrong, apparently my microphone had also reset itself to a much lower setting than usual. So thank you for
Oh,
saying something because I didn't
oh my
realize that.
God,
And On a Joker was the first person to be like, "Is Heather's microphone really low?" It was. Thank
man.
you.
It is crazy, like all the fucking weird, crazy. Like even before it started, there were like issues on my end and stuff like that. So many crazy things happening
Yeah,
recently.
I don't know what's going on right now. Liv J. Brown, thank you for the 500 bits. Hey, Doug, I got an upcoming indie animated show recommendation. It's called Encladus V. It's created by the woman who storyboarded Nothing Left to Lose from Tangled and Loser Baby from Hazbin Hotel. It's not out yet, but when it does come out, the episodes are only about 3 minutes long. Oh, yeah, and I guess I voiced the main character. Anyway, check it out.
How do you spell it?
Um, Hold on one second. I'm rereading the message. ENCELADUS space capital V.
Okay. Oh, it's kind of fun. I will try my best to check it out.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 500 bits. Overall, did the snake character Sir Pentious grow on you? Last week you said he was probably your least favorite has-been character, so I'm very curious.
Yeah, well, I say least favorite doesn't mean he's bad. Most of those characters, the side story with the like battle going on, the side battle, it's weird because that was the weakest part of the pilot, but I still wanted to see something done with it. Yeah, I mean, fine, you know, it all worked out fine. If you were to show me like the first episode from, you know, like I said, not the online pilot, but just like the first official episode and say, where do you think this is going to go? It goes roughly where I think it was going to go in the way I think it was going to go. But again, I think that's kind of the idea. The only real legit surprise was the father, the main character's father. That was not at all what I thought that character would be like, and that really delighted me that I did not see that coming.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Fun fact about the new Avatar show. The actor playing Ozai is no stranger to the franchise. In the original series, he was the Earth King General who wanted to force Aang into the Avatar state, and in Korra, he was Asami's father.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, that's awesome. He's like kind of popping up in all the shows. All right, I'll keep an eye out on that.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 500 bits. Hey, Gwen Dougie and Miguel O'Heather. Did you guys see the concept art for the animated Batman Beyond movie in the Spider-Verse style animation?
I saw like little thumbnails of it.
Me
And
too.
yeah, I do want to check it out. Cause man, that suit at least would be perfect for that style of animation. The rest I'd have to see, but I bet they could make it work. And now it didn't go through, right? It was just concept art,
Right.
but yeah, sometimes concept art's even better than what you see at the end.
Yeah, I thought it was a fan thing at first, and I was like, oh, was this a real thing? Great.
Yeah.
Fire Tower, thank you for the 500 bits. First of all, hi, how's everyone today? Second, a tip for the stagger. Part 1, side quest. Will your opponent is staggered, use the triangle button to fool the ATB gauge to complete the quest.
Okay. Yeah, because that's the thing. You know, a lot of it isn't even like, oh no, don't you remember? You gotta do this. You gotta do this. It's that so much is thrown at you, and I have to remember everything so much that it's like it's not that I forgot it. It's remind myself in that couple seconds to do this because you don't have long while they're staggering. I like there's a Final Fantasy question after we did the Final Fantasy questions, but thank you so much. I'll keep that in mind.
FBL, thank you for the 500 bits. Are you planning on seeing the Ethan Coen movie Drive Away Dolls?
I'll probably stream it. I don't know. I can't remember the last time I've seen a Cohen brother movie like on the big screen. It's really been a while. But unless people say you gotta see it on the big screen, you know, in which case it will. But I'll probably stream it.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. What Tom Kenny character do you like more? Heifer from Rocco's Modern Life or SpongeBob?
Let me again. Terrible 90s awareness, but I can't remind myself who Heifer is from Rocco. It's not in that. Yeah, actually, original inspiration for SpongeBob, practically, isn't it? Hmm. maybe Heifer. That's just a little bit more. I mean, he's kind of the Patrick, isn't he, of the group? So it's kind of funny
Yeah.
him playing both parts. Um, I don't know. I guess I'll say Heifer. I like the one that's just a little dumber.
Disney Knowledge, thank you for the 500 bits. I caught the tail end of Vegas Vacation on TV, and my mind canon is Sid Caesar's cameo character is his same character from Mad, 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 Mad World.
Hmm. I didn't even remember he was in Vegas Vacation. It's been that long. I'll have to go back and check that out.
Smash Ultra, thank you for the 500 bits. Video
Hmm.
game request Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise from Sega's Yakuza company.
Why is that? Oh, Yakuza. Okay. Did Malcolm play those games? I
Malcolm
thought he
played
one of them.
Yakuza, yeah, but Fist of the North
Okay.
Star is something completely different. It's an anime.
Okay,
You may know Fist of
okay.
the North Star. It's an anime. It's a very famous anime movie.
Okay, that's why I was so confused. I'm like, wait, I feel like I've heard that for something else. I thought like this was part of the Yakuza series or something. I'm like, oh, it's like a mafia thing. I thought it was like a martial arts thing. Okay. Maybe I will. I'll look into it.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 500 bits. I finally watched The Holdovers. It was great. The first act was the weakest part of the film to me. I wasn't getting into it, but once they left the school, I understood what the film was trying to do. The acting was amazing. The script was tight. 4.5 stars for me.
Yeah, and what a good surprise where you think he's gonna look after all these kids, and then like maybe 10 minutes into the time he's supposed to look after them, most of them disappear. There's only one left. That legit really surprised me.
Disney Knowledge, thank you for the 500 bits. Some physical media news. Disney is doing a deal with Sony to have them distribute their titles on Blu-ray.
Oh, what? Were they not gonna do Blu-ray? God, why is that not surprise me? Everything's just going to streaming. We need physical media. We still need it. God damn it.
Strider for Life, thank you for the 500 bits. Yeah, man. I mean, what's up, guys? I saw One Love last night, and it was a beautiful film.
Yeah, boy, I talk about a movie critics aren't liking, but I guess audiences like. I don't know. That's another one. Maybe I'll stream it when it comes out because I actually don't know much about his life, and I would be curious to check it out. But yeah, but a lot of my friends who are critics didn't like it, but like audiences seem to really dig it. So yeah, I'm really curious. I do want to check it out because of that.
Haunted Joker, thank you for the 500 bits. It's the
Yeah.
80s, and Eddie Murphy is hot. When he said he was a fan of this franchise, the studio tried hard to get him in, but no luck. For another 100 bits was it. A, Back to the Future. B, James Bond. C, Star Trek.
It was Star Trek, and I think I know the movie. It's Star Trek 4. I think he was going to be the guy who knew about the whales, I think. I heard somewhere that. Now, of course, in the movie, that turns into a love interest, so be curious what they were going to do with that. But yeah, I think that's the right answer. I could be wrong, though.
You are correct. The answer was
Yeah!
Star Trek. All right, great. Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Have you seen the anime movie Summer Wars? And if you have, what do you think of it?
No, and I've seen a lot of stuff from that director, and that's the one I haven't checked out yet, and I really should because I hear it's very, very good.
FBL, thank you for the 500 bits. Thoughts on the Adam Sandler movie The Cobbler? I watched it a few days ago and thought it was pretty good.
I heard it was bad, so I skipped it, but it sounded like an interesting idea, and I kind of felt bad that it wasn't getting good reviews. But, you never know. Sometimes a film gets bad reviews, and it's totally fine. So at some point, maybe I'll check it out.
FBL, thank you for the 500 bits. Thoughts on the Sweeney Todd movie?
I
Yeah,
really
Doug.
like it,
No.
but but all the faults people have about it, they're totally right. That the people can't sing. It is not entirely, but mostly different take on it. And honestly, the singing is the biggest problem because that is very difficult to sing. And to get people who are just not singers really at all to do this is not a bright idea. But I like their acting. I love the style. And because I didn't know the musical and I didn't know the story, I was legit hooked into everything, even the music, despite the bad singing. So yeah, I loved it, but I think it is because I was introduced to it that way.
Sailor Aaron, thank you so much for the 1,100
Thank
bits. Really
you.
appreciate that. Doug, amazing review today of Across the Spider-Verse. 5 out of 5 stars. Also, please keep me and my family in your thoughts and prayers because my Grammy passed away yesterday. I loved her very
Oh.
much, and she was the best grandma ever.
Oh my, I'm so sorry to hear that. All
Yeah.
my love to you, man. No, that's rough, man. Just all our love to you.
Yeah, I'm really sorry to hear that. We'll definitely do that. Disney Knowledge, thank you for the 500 bits. Would you consider doing a nostalgia critic review for one of the movies based on a TV show like Josie and the Pussycats, Beverly Hillbillies, Leave It to Beaver, McHale's Navy, to name a few?
I have Josie and the Pussycats on the list because a lot of people say it's not that bad. And it looked really bad when it was advertised and even got a little bit of a following. It's always one of those where I'm always like, this will be, when I have kind of an off week, I'm like, this will be the time. And then I'm like, I'm just not in the mood. I always push it aside, but I probably should because I actually hear it's pretty fun.
Sorry, I was doing something else for a second. Alexander, thank you
Yep.
for the 500 bits. What are your thoughts on the film Sunset Boulevard?
Oh, I love it. Oh my God. That's I'm trying to think. That might be the first movie I've ever seen where it opens up with the main character saying, "Hi, I'm dead. This is how it happened." I mean, just what an instant hook. What a great, great way to grab someone. No, it was the style was great. The story's awesome. I mean, it's been lampooned and satirized time and time again, almost as much as like Citizen Kane. No, it's really great.
Dante, thank you so much for the 47-month subscription.
Thank
Welcome
you.
back. Appreciate it. Hi, Doug. How was your Valentine's Day?
Good. We saw Madam Web, so we had a lot of laughs.
So romantic, Madam Web is 100%. Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In the finale, what did you think of the scene where Alistair is singing and basically has nervous breakdown all while still smiling?
I like that. If you're talking about like the very last scene before, but before it like cuts to the credits, are you talking about like during the battle? Because I believe either. In terms of having like a nervous breakdown. But no, that was really really cool, and I'm looking forward to see what they're gonna do with that.
I have lowered the bit minimum because we're finally only about 10 minutes behind. Woo!
Yay!
FBL, thank you for the 500 bits. Doug do his Skype. I did not touch you. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not touch you. I did not. Oh, hi, Heather.
Yeah, when she called, that's how it just. I did not touch you. I did not. Oh, hi, Heather. Exact voice.
Anthony, thank you for the 500 bits. I saw your Doug Rambles AI video and I liked it. Can you make more of those video essay type vids? Also, liked the Boldly Flea reference in your Madam Web vid was a throwback.
Oh yeah, and yeah, I'll do more of those editorial vids. Definitely not about AIR. That got review bombed without people even watching the video. Because if they watch the video, they actually see, oh, I actually agree with him on this. But yeah, I think the times of having titles that's like supposed to kind of poke you and be like, you gotta check it out. See, like a little clickbaity. Probably had to be done with those because yeah, that one really backfired.
FBL, thank you for the 500 bits. Favorite Malcolm NC character?
Um, I mean, probably the devil. I'm trying to think. There's another one. That really, really. And Benny was pretty cool too, but yeah, I don't know. Just he looks so cool in the suit. The voice is amazing. Yeah, it's got to be the devil.
Half Crooked Grin, thank you for the 500 bits. Please check out Man from Snowy River, 1982, 20th Century Fox, and Return to Snowy River, 1988, distributed by Walt Disney Pictures.
Okay, sounds familiar. I think I've seen this cover. I've never seen the actual movie though. I'll try to check it out.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Heather, did you watch Rocco's Modern Life? If you did, who was your favorite character? I did watch Rocco's Modern Life. That was like one of those that was on the edge of I was allowed to, but kind of also not allowed to watch. And I made
they
a face.
slipped in a lot of stuff, man. A lot of innuendos there.
Yeah. I made a face when you said you didn't know who Heifer was because Heifer was my favorite character on that show.
I just
loved him.
it's the names because I love the two. What's the green frogs? The couple.
Oh, I don't remember.
But those are my favorite characters. So I was trying to see if that was them. And no, Heifer's fun, but I love those frogs.
The big heads. Thank you, Chad.
The big heads.
Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you. Haunted Joker, thank you for the 500 bits. Yes, it was Star Trek, and it was the fourth movie.
All right, awesome. Yeah, well, kid does good.
Disney Knowledge, thank you for the 500 bits. What are your thoughts on the Schwarzenegger film, The Sixth Day?
Did I? Yes, I did see it. I found it very forgettable because, again, I had to remind myself if I even saw it. I don't remember being awful. I just remember being very, like, meh, like, stuff about it didn't add up, and it was just very uneventful, which is always weird for a Schwarzenegger film. If it's good or bad, you're going to remember it. That's one where it's like, it's not very memorable.
Alexander, thank you for the 200 bits. I'm taking a film class right now. Golly, talk correctly, Heather. I'm taking a film class right now that's being taught by one of the directors of Kung Fu Panda. He's a really cool guy and has so many stories to tell. One tidbit he pointed out that I never noticed is that the post-credit scene of Kung Fu Panda is the only moment where the sky is painted blue.
In the first movie?
I think that's what they're saying. Yeah.
Wait, no. There's other times where the sky is blue. I got, maybe I'm misreading or mishearing the message. I gotta.
I don't think you're they said the only moment where the sky is painted blue is in the post-credit scene. I think that's what they're saying.
Wait, for Kung Fu Panda or Kung Fu Panda 2?
Kung Fu Panda.
Lots of moments where it's blue. That's where, or was it? Or
I don't
was
know.
It white, maybe? I don't know. Me and my Delphic. Anyway, okay. I will go back and check. Maybe you're right.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. If Sonic SatAM had continued, Snively would have become the main villain for a while. Do you think he would have been a good main villain?
I don't think so, but like maybe I have to actually, see what they're gonna do with it. Maybe they would have done something really cool. I don't know. I didn't think it would work, but I could be wrong.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. If you had your own Dougverse or Nostalgiaverse, what other variants of yourself would you like to have?
I've always toyed with the idea of giving myself like an evil twin, and I'm really excited because I'm like, okay, no, I think I find someone that looks like me and wears like the same outfit and everything, and I'm convinced it's my evil twin, so I try to make him like all evil and everything. Come on, don't you want to attack me? And I just keep like pushing him and antagonizing him, and eventually I put together I'm the evil twin. Like he's the hero and I'm the asshole the whole time. That's something I like to do at some point.
Kenton Play Stuff, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug and Heather. I haven't finished Across the Spider-Verse review, but I'm loving it so far. Anywho, I have 2 top 11 ideas since I know you love both of these shows. Either top 11 TMNT 80s episodes or top 11 Tiny Toons episodes.
Tiny Toons I could probably do. Ninja Turtles, that's one where it's like, I love that show growing up. I don't know what I would do for like best episodes though. I mean, there's like, is it that much depth? Is that much layers to Ninja Turtles? I mean, that original run. But in Tiny Toons, I could see like, because there are times where they really did some interesting stuff with humor and animation there. So that might be an idea.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. My favorite character from Hell of a Boss is Luna because, Daddy, would you like some Luna? Daddy, would you like some Luna? I know this makes me a furry, but I don't care. Luna is mommy as hell.
What is this thing with calling like somebody you're attracted to just like, that's my mommy, that's my daddy? I don't know. I'm not following, but maybe I will. Maybe I'm not crazy. No, that can't be it. I'm pretty fucking crazy. But yeah, that's your character. That's your character, man.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 100 bits. Did you manage to check out the YouTube film known as Our Drawings yet? If so, thoughts? I think this would make a great Nostalgia Critic review.
Not yet. I did look into like the kind of the history of it and stuff like that, but I didn't get a chance to watch it. I don't know when I'm gonna have time to watch it. I also don't like to. If I don't have to, I don't like picking on like other YouTubers to like bash or review and stuff like that. I feel like we're all kind of on the same boat, and there's just enough of that on YouTube. I mean, everyone kind of turns against each other, tries to stab each other in the back, and it's like, if possible, I like to stay away from that.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 100 bits. I've been hearing some really good things about Dune Part 2, so I'm pretty excited to check it out next Thursday.
Yeah, I have a screening for it Monday. I actually did have one for this week, but it wasn't on IMAX. I'm like, I'm seeing that on IMAX.
Rand C Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. So, Doug, another Disney show just ended in January, so will you be doing a Disney December on The Ghost and Molly McGee?
Yeah, I have that on the Disney December list, if you will. Might actually be the next show I watch because I just finished Hazbin Hotels, so maybe that'll be the one I watch when I box in the morning.
I know a guys, thank you for the 100 bits. Did you check out the trailer for Borderlands? And if so, thoughts? To me, it kind of seemed like they want James Gunn to make it, but couldn't get him, so they settled for Eli Roth instead.
Is that Eli Roth's not directing it, is it? Or are they just saying it's like that style?
I am not sure, actually.
Oh shit. Now I'm curious. Well, there it is. Borderlands just pops right up. Who did direct this? Let me see, because now I'm really curious. It is Eli Roth. Okay. As someone that knows almost nothing about Borderlands, I thought it looked fine. I agree, it's a very James Gunn style, but Borderlands, from what I see, is kind of James Gunn world. I love apocalyptic insanity, apocalyptic comedies, if you will. So I'm down for all that. I don't know, look fine.
Disney Knowledge, thank you for the 100 bits. Is the Bob Newhart show worth watching?
Which one? There's 3 of them. I will say this: if you do not watch it, or if you try it and it's just not doing anything for you, look up the endings of the shows, particularly to the first one he did, and then the second one. Look up the history, because it is by far one of the greatest finales of all time. I mean, like, anyone that says like greatest finales ever, blah blah blah, and like anyone that knows TV history or anything, they're like, oh, Newhart, absolutely, that is one of the most ingenious ideas ever. So if you start it and it's not doing it for you, it's like, okay, fair enough. But yeah, definitely look up the history of the finales.
I know what, guys, thank you for the 100 bits. When did you decide to do untitled review shows of TV shows? I asked this because I saw you wanted to do one with Hazbin Hotel and are doing one with Avatar: The Last Airbender.
If it's one that I know I'm gonna watch all of them in a tight amount of time, and I'm like, yeah, there's enough footage I can talk about, I can marathon them and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. It makes sense. I've talked about them both in the past, so I don't have to go too far into like what I think of them, beforehand. So yeah, I don't know. I didn't even think about that when you said that. I'm like, yeah, I guess I haven't done one for a TV show yet, and I'm doing 2 now. So yeah, there you go.
Billy Bob, thank you for the 100 bits. Will the Nostalgia Critic cover the Lion King spinoff, The Lion Guard?
Probably not. I know what it is. If I'm right, I think it's more of like a younger kids show, which doesn't mean, Emmy Bluey's for younger kids, and that's a great show. But I don't think it's for the amount of episodes it is and the amount of time it'll take. I don't think it's something that's like calling to me. You know what I mean? So probably not.
Oh, Matt Gamer, they said they lost their pet cat today, and we're wondering if you could just give Chaplin and Buster a hug for me.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, give him a hug and a kiss, man. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Rancy Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. So guess what Disney game is getting remastered? It's Epic Mickey! It's coming out on everything and finally free from Wii Hell.
Yeah, I did see that. I was thinking about it. I was thinking about maybe giving that a look, because I never have played it, and maybe they'll get some good resurgence on inspiration to go play it. So yeah, I might.
Kenton Play Stuff, thank you for the 100 bits. So I'm debating going into making videos myself, and one of my ideas is taking a look at every Super Mario cartoon, and there's a lot, but half of them are anime. So would it be better to just skip the anime stuff to be safe, or just go for it and include everything?
I mean, if you want to be safe, yeah, skip the anime. Or if you're gonna do it, maybe just use stills. Or if you're gonna use anything, just the shortest amount of time. Like I used a little bit of Mononoke in the review today, and so far it hasn't gotten hit. But again, I'm just using the tiniest little bits, man. Yeah, so just be cautious.
Hunter Tech, thank you for the 154 bits. Hey Doug, I was just wondering, what are the other Jim Carrey movies that you want to review for the NC?
I don't know. I'd have to go back and see which ones I want to talk. I've talked about most of the ones I've wanted to talk about. I don't know. I might have done them all. Oh, you know what? There's a movie called if I'm right, I think it's actually called The Bad Batch. Hold on. Bad Batch movie, Jim Carrey. Bad Batch or Bad Ones? Well, what's it called? No, it is The Bad Batch.
Oh,
yeah.
right.
I really like this movie, and it kind of took me a minute when I saw it. I'm like, well, I was done watching it. I'm like, all right, well, it was good, whatever. And then I kind of thought about it more and more. I'm like, I think I actually love that movie. And he's in that, so that might be one down the line. But nobody knows what it is or talks about or anything. But yeah, I think it's a pretty cool film.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 100 bits. Do you think you could review Dougal Hoodwinked 2, Home, or Ruby Gillum Teenage Kraken this year? Honestly, Ruby Gillum and Home are probably the worst DreamWorks movies in my opinion.
Okay. Hoodwink 2, maybe, because a lot of people have asked me to do that one after I did the first one. Yeah, and I haven't seen the others, so I will at the very least try to check them out.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 100 bits. Good news for you, Doug. Tom Cruise wants to return to doing more auteur-driven films, so we could be getting more Rain Mans and Collaterals in the near future.
All right. I mean, auteur doesn't always mean good, but in a time right now where there is just so much movie by committee, it would be nice.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts/NC for the Eddie Murphy 1,000 Words.
I've heard it's really bad. I don't know anything else about it. I think maybe I know a little bit of the premise. I don't know if anyone remembers it or would click on it, unless it's got like a huge following, which I don't think it has. So probably not, but I'll try to check it out.
A Pagan Priest, thank you for the 200 bits. Hey, Doug, are you excited for X-Men 97? Have you seen the trailer?
Oh, of course I have. Oh my god. No, I texted the Leewalds after that became #1 on YouTube, which is just phenomenal. I mean, I knew the trailer would do well. I didn't know it would do that well, and that is so nice to see because I really do love that show, that original show. And I know they've just been telling me over and over how good it's going to be, how dedicated the people making it are, how they run everything past them. Which they do not have to do. The fact that they brought them in and said, hey, we really want this to be like a continuation of the show. Can you tell us if this is the right direction, everything? I mean, they didn't have to do that, and they're doing that. They say they run everything by them. And I think that's fantastic. So I'm really hoping it pays off because, yes, clearly a lot of love and heart that goes into it.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Apparently, the early reviews for Dune Part 2 are phenomenal. It sounds like this could be one of the greatest Part 2s of all time.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the one where shit finally really starts to happen. I guess that sounds bad. I mean, the first one's great. But yeah, I feel like they were really trying to build that movie up. It's like, it's an action flick, and it's like, it wasn't. Now we're getting the movie where it's like the action and stuff is going to happen. And I'm glad they have the Sting character in there because I thought they got rid of him. I thought they just fused him together into one character. I'm so glad that they have him in this one because, yeah, I want to see that fight. I want to see Austin Butler, chew the scenery like Sting did. I'm really excited for all that.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on these Hell of a Boss characters? Luna, Queen, Beelzebub, Frizzaroli, and Ozzy, because they're all my favorite characters in the show.
I don't know if I can say my thoughts on all of them, but I mean, it's one of those where, again, I don't think there's any bad characters in there. I mean, Hazbin Hotel, same thing. It's like I can have ones I'm less interested in, but there's no real bad characters. Yeah, no, they're all good. With Luna, I do remember that character kind of liking. I like the characters that are kind of like fuck the world, I don't care. And then there's those 1 or 2 episodes where they do come around a little bit, and it's such a tired trope. But when it's done well and believable, it's a very reassuring scene because you really do feel like these characters are real, and you do see more of the humanity in them, even in a dog.
Burnsy, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen Aussie Palooza, or Not Quite Hollywood? It's a documentary about Australia's movie industry in the 70s through 90s, designed around the US-driven market. It's a very interesting watch. There's a movie called Patrick, I believe, who is in a coma in a hospital, but strange and deadly things start happening.
Somebody brought it up before, actually, I think on stream, and it did sound very interesting. It had more of a following than I thought, too. I have not had a chance to see it yet. Again, I don't know when I'm going to get a chance, but they did sound very interesting.
Sean49 Doctor, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, do you have a favorite Kirk Douglas film? For me, it's a toss-up between Paths of Glory and Spartacus.
I was going to say Paths of Glory, yeah. I mean, I'm a Kubrick nut anyway, but yeah, that's Ooh, that's a chillingly good movie.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. So the Sonic Symphony, there we go, got it the third time, was 2 hours long. The first hour was a beautiful collection of symphonic arrangements that spanned the Genesis games, Dreamcast games, and post-Dreamcast games like Sonic 06 and even Frontiers. And there will be
Cool.
more. Kirok, thank you for the 250 bits. Hey, Doug, always wanted to ask this. Which do you prefer, Star Wars Trilogy 4 through 6 remastered or the original theatrical cut of the original series, and why? Just curious.
Oh, I'm always gonna prefer the original, because but I'm not against the idea of redoing. I actually thought that was a really cool idea, going back and having fun with the effects and playing around with some more scenes and stuff that he wanted. I think that's really cool. Whether or not it worked, maybe about half of them work. The other half, stick out like a sore thumb. But no, I'm gonna like the original because I like seeing what got everybody excited. What was this like at the time? Man, look at that effect. That used to be like so mind blowing at the time. It's still very impressive. And maybe that's it. When I can see more the thumbprints on there, sort of the faults, but I see more the hard work that went into every frame. And I really like that. I think it's the same thing with hand drawn animation. When I can see each drawing, I can just feel the hard work that went into every single frame. So, yeah, I definitely like the original more.
Billy Bob, thank you for the 100 bits. Will Nostalgia Critic cover the Netflix original, The OA? Or The OA? I'm not sure which it is.
I'm assuming it's spelled OA.
Yes. Capital O, capital A. Just The OA. Or The, I guess.
I don't think I've seen this. I'm not sure I've heard of it. I'll try to look it up.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. How would you rank these three Marlon Brando performances? Streetcar Named Desire, On the Waterfront, and The Godfather.
Do I have to do the cliche? They're all spectacular. I mean, they're all phenomenal. I mean, as much as we make fun of Brando, and for very good reason, he does act very, very well. We saw him in another film recently. It's a bit part, but he was fantastic. 9 out of 10 times, he's really good.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. What do you think of the Shaun the Sheep movie? I think it's a perfect example of doing a movie without any dialogue.
Yes, I didn't know that going in. I think I saw it on a plane. And as I'm watching it, I'm like, is there no dialogue in this? And I just fell in love with the film after. I mean, it was already a good film anyway, but when I put that together, I'm just like, I didn't know that. Oh my God, I just love this film even more. That dog looking at the sheep in the jail cell, that's one of the funniest things ever sculpted.
Blake the Nothing, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, what's your least favorite NC episode?
Man, least favorite. It changes because there's a lot of things. Hell, sometimes my favorite episode can become my least favorite. I don't know what it is. Right, I've done so many of them. That's the thing too. Is just remembering which ones. I will say this: the ones in the past where I very clearly am trying to force a meme, those I don't get into much anymore. Again, for the time, it was fine because I wasn't as well known. I'm trying to get out there, have people remember me and stuff like that. But now looking back, it's like it's very clear what I'm trying to do. Which I guess you could argue there's a charm to that too, like a cringy charm to it. But it's like those aren't my favorite.
Kenton Play Stuff, thank you for the 100 bits. Nintendo just announced today that Epic Mickey is coming to the Nintendo Switch. Now you have no excuse. You have to play it for Disney-cember. Or don't. It's your video series.
I do want to, because I've always been curious what the hype is around that game. So we'll see if we can get around to it. I definitely want to. Yeah, I'm down for it.
That's Disney Nerd. Thank you for the 100 bits. One more thing about the Apes trilogy. I'll stop raving to you about it. Koba is one of the best villains in the last decade. He's a tragic character who, even when he turns evil, you still feel kind of bad for him because the first two films laid the groundwork for why he would do what he does.
I think I know what you're talking about. I haven't seen the first two films, but is he in the third one? If he's in the third one, I might know what you're talking about. If not, then I look forward to being surprised.
Disney Knowledge, thank you for the 100 bits. Would you consider doing Disney-cembers for Adventures in Babysitting, Splash, or Camp Nowhere?
I never have seen Camp Nowhere. The others I saw and I liked. I don't know how much I can talk about. I like them fine. bound to how much demand there is for them versus how much I want to talk about them too. So we'll see. If I did any of them, I'd probably do Adventures in Babysitting because it's fun talking about old school Chicago.
Kirok, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, watching some of your Star Trek videos and how you say odd number films aren't that good, my question, what didn't you like about Search of Spock and Insurrection?
So Search for Spock is the best of those movies, certainly. It's a little bland. It's a little kind of dull and generic. The villain doesn't have very good motivations, but it has something like 3 or 4 of like the best scenes in any Star Trek movie. You know what I mean? Like big, epic, important scenes. But the rest is kind of dull. Insurrection, I just complete bore. It didn't even need to be a movie. Wasn't cinematic at all. Yeah, it had no real identity to it. Yeah, I really didn't care for that one.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen A Streetcar Named Desire, 1951? And if so, what are your thoughts?
Oh yeah, classic. For all the reasons people say it's a classic. You know, the writing's phenomenal, even when they had to change it from the play, which in time period, I guess. But the acting's spectacular. It's very. I like how many quiet moments it'll have in there. I mean, just to let the acting, do what it needs to do, and no, wonderfully uncomfortable.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In Zootopia, which of the two main characters do you like more, Judy or Nick?
Is Nick the fox?
Yeah, one of the main characters. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. It's a good question. I like Judy because that might be the first Disney film I can think of where they kind of surprise you and they're kind of like, hey, she's a little racist. And it's not a character you would expect. It's so many stories when, especially Disney recently, it's like, well, here's the obvious racist. Maybe we'll make them human, but just from the beginning, you can tell. And, or it's just, here's the bad guy. They're prejudice bad. I mean, here's a character where it's like, you don't even really put it together until kind of near the end where it's like, oh, she's got like a little bit of this prejudice too. Okay. And it's kind of a legit surprise. And to see that in a kid's movie, I mean, that's a very challenging idea for a kid's movie. To introduce that late, I thought was very refreshing and very real.
Mustard Man, thank you for the 100 bits. Billboard 1, 20 years later. Billboard 2, and still no Nostalgia Critic review for iRobot. Billboard 3. How come, Doug Walker?
I thought it was kind of bland, but I bet you there are people that remember growing up with it or watching it, so it might make sense to do. I mean, obviously the Will Smith jokes can't write themselves, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll do like an editorial review on it. I don't remember hating it. I just remember it being very blah, like nothing.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen Lincoln 2012? And if so, what are your thoughts?
I liked it. I think the title's a little misleading. I really thought I was going to see like the life of Lincoln. It really is him, trying to, abolish, slavery and stuff like that. And I think Spielberg could have done a really good Life of Lincoln movie. But it is very good. I liked it. I don't like the fake outs. I'm usually a fan of fake outs, but I don't think Spielberg knows how to do them. The fake out at the end at the theater, I don't know. I saw him do it like in Schindler's List too. You think they're going to do one thing and then they don't. And I'm just like, why even do it then? I don't know. It just seems like, oh, gotcha. And it's like the movie seems above that. It feels so important and so large. Why would you do such a lame fake out? That's the one thing I thought was really dumb. But yeah, no, with that said, it's very good.
I know, guys, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you think you could review some DreamWorks films from 2011 to 2016 for Disney-cember?
Maybe DreamWorks which we talked about, like maybe doing that at some point, like I don't know, after I kill off the NC or something like that, because I would like to do more of them. They were fun to do, but they do take time. They take a lot of time, especially as you get older. So yeah, I think it would have to be after I kill off the NC at some point.
And they were specifying they were owned by Disney during that time, so they could be reviewed for Disney-cember.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay, were they really? Was there a time where Disney owned DreamWorks? I didn't remember.
That's what I know
that.
Guys is saying, yes.
Huh. All right. I gotta look into that. That's interesting. Oh.
Matt Gamer, thank you for the 100 bits. So sorry, that was supposed to be my bit message. I'm a mess today. No, Matt, don't
Jeff,
apologize.
we're a mess too, man. We've had all sorts of technical issues over here
No,
too,
and
so
I
yeah, don't feel
can't.
bad.
I mean, we've all, at least I can speak for me and Doug or whomever, have been through the loss of a pet, and that's so rough. So you definitely don't
Yeah,
need to
no, it is.
apologize. I just saw that in the chat and wanted to make sure that Doug got the message that, you wanted him to give Chaplin and Buster a big ol' hug and kiss in memory of
Yeah.
your kitty.
And definitely will. Again, but hearts out to you, man.
Kirok, thank you for the 200 bits. And speaking of Star Trek, have you seen Deep Space Nine?
Oh yeah, I love Deep Space Nine. That I think I like Next Gen a little bit more, but man, it's close. I really like Deep Space Nine. Deep Space Nine is much more the militant show, which is weird because it's a space station. It stays in one spot, but yeah, I don't know. I like the shit gets real shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the characters and the exploring the ideas of Next Gen are just a little better. It just feels a little bit more like a real play. And Deep Space Nine also, the looks just a little too gray and too dark. It's not appealing to look at. So like Next Gen moves up a little bit to me, but it's close, man. It's really, really close.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. This is continued about the Sonic Symphony.
Mm.
The second hour of the Sonic Symphony was when shit got serious. It was all performances of Sonic's vast collection of rock and metal anthems. You bet your ass they ran the gamut. Open Your Heart, What I'm Made Of, Night of the Wind, Endless Possibilities, the modern masterpieces that are undefeated and break through it all. Topped off with Sonic's eternal anthem, Live and Learn.
Very cool. Sounds like an awesome show.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Which is funnier, Manic Elaine or Manic George?
It's gotta be Manic George. It's fine to see Elaine lose her cool because she doesn't do it as much, but George is just that's a class of insanity also.
Burnsy, thank you for the 100 bits. Worst movie ever: Highlander 3, Jiggly, or the Jet Benny Show? Sorry.
Gigli.
Gigli. Yeah, as soon as I missaid it, I was like, that's wrong. That's me. I'm sorry.
I think I've seen Gigli. I haven't seen the others. So I guess I'll say Gigli.
Thanks for the hype train chat. Hype train number 2. Let's go. Thank you, Tat. You're amazing. PSNBD, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I remember asking you months ago if you had seen the show Devs and had to look it up to remind yourself you watched the first episode. My question is, have you gotten to watching the rest of it? Also recently found out a friend in the local creative scene worked on it.
Oh, cool. No, I haven't. Honestly, it was the same thing when you brought it up here. I'm like, Devs, I know that show. Oh, that's right. The giant, statue of the kid and stuff like that and in the woods. And yeah, it was interesting, but nobody's brought it up but you. And that doesn't mean it's bad. That just means that there aren't as many reminders that I should check it out. I'll accept you. I'll write it down. Try to check it out again.
On a Joker, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, have you experienced deja vu?
Didn't you just ask him that? Yeah, everybody's experienced it at some point.
On a Joker, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, have you ever experienced deja vu?
Didn't you just ask me that? Yeah, no, everyone's experienced it at some point.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In the X-Men 97 trailer, I love the part where Cyclops said, "To me and my X-Men."
Yeah, no, it's so funny the stuff that people got into with that. I got into others. Like I got into Magneto owning the team. That was really interesting to me what they're gonna do with that. I love Bishop. I hope he's a permanent member. You need Bishop. You gotta get Psylocke in there. Like those are the two missing ones. You get them in there. If you get Cable, maybe. Cable's kind of a cool on his own character, but yeah, if you got Bishop and Psylocke in there, that would be like the perfect combo of like X-Men, in my opinion. Like that'd be like the holy best picked, team.
Rancy Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. FYI, if you decide to play Epic Mickey, there are 2 different endings. One is a good ending, one bad, and people will hate you.
Ah, okay. Curious about that.
Kirok, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I knew at one time you did cameos. Is that still a thing? And how do I sign up?
Oh yeah, no, we do them for charity. We pick a different charity every month, and yeah, you just go to. Well, we should have a link in the videos.
Also,
But
exclamation point cameo in the chat will bring up the cameo page right now too.
yeah, and yeah, you just go Cameo, type in Doug Walker Nostalgia Critic, it'll pop up.
I know what, guys. Thank you for the 100 bits. Could you give us a clue as to A, what review is next week, and B, what theme month you have decided to do?
Shit, what is next week? Okay, that's right. It's based on a game. That's a little funnier when you find out what it is, or maybe it's not. I don't know. It's funny to me. And the theme month begins with an S. I'll say that.
Okay. Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. This is going to sound strange, but I looked up the scene from Smurfs 2 where Neil Patrick Harris falls out with his stepfather, and while I agree that the conflict itself was pretty forced, I actually thought Brendan Gleeson's acting in that scene was pretty solid. What do you think?
I forgot that was even the plot. I mean, I guess it didn't leave that much an impact. I'll say this: Neil Patrick Harris, good actor. You know, I'm sure he did fine for what was required, but Smurfs too.
Tamara, your guess is so right. How did you know? S, like S tier, so it's an Air Bud month?
Don't spoil it, Tamara. Come on.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. What Leica protagonist do you like more, Coraline or Norman?
It's funny because I think I like Paranorman the movie a little bit more, but in terms of character, it's got to be Coraline. She's more fun. She's more interesting. Yeah, but I go back and forth on those because, like, I always say, Coraline has better characters, but Paranorman has the better story. So it's really, really rough. But they're both excellent. Both have excellent characters and excellent story. But yeah, one does have better than the other.
Disney Knowledge, thank you for the 200 bits. Someone brought up the Not Quite Hollywood documentary, but the director did 2 other documentaries, which are also great. Electric Boogaloo, The Wild and Untold Stories of Canon Pictures, and Machete Maidens Unleashed, about the wild films made in the Philippines in the 70s.
I might have seen the Canon one, actually, because I remember they were talking about I think what drove me to is that I didn't know they did Superman 4. I was like, what? And so I decided to watch the documentary out. It was very good. I do remember it being very, very good. So, okay, I didn't know it was the same guy who did that. Very niche markets he talks about, but I like that.
Your new Overlord, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, when should we expect to see the Nostalgia Critic show up in Fortnite as a collaborative character set?
Next week. Keep an eye out for it.
Oh my gosh, I would love that. Can you imagine? Tamara, you're still in chat, right? Can you imagine a Chaplin back bling? Can you imagine? It's the emote, but it's just chat. Oh god, I want that so bad, Doug. You have no idea.
You want more than I do.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 100 bits. How would you rate Zero Dark 30 2012?
How would I rate it? I mean, probably get like out of 4, maybe like a 3.5. It's very, very good, but in terms of like, whoa, that went above and beyond kind of thing, it's like that didn't quite hit it. But the ending is phenomenal. The ending really is what kind of I don't want to say saves everything, because again, it's not a bad movie. It's just a little dull, but yeah, that ending. A lot of it was based on truth. Not exactly that, but something very similar did happen.
Rob's Jen, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen that Sam Mendes is directing 4 separate Beatles biopics, each one focusing on each member of the Fab Four? Apparently, they'll all be interconnected and released in the same year. Also, favorite Beatles song?
That's a fucking cool idea. I'm just hearing that. I'm like, that's really fucking cool. I hope they're good.
Yeah.
Because if they're bad, man, that's gonna suck. But because you got like 4 of them. But favorite Beatles song, maybe just "Hey Jude." I like how simple it is. I like how it kind of gets bigger and grander. I don't know. There's a strange. It almost feels like a song of the people. Like it almost had just a giant crowd singing at the end over something like as simple as just "Hey Jude." I don't know. I really like that one.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Continued. By the end, I got tinnitus and strep throat and didn't regret it for a second. I'm serious when I say, compared to other game franchises, Sonic's music can't be imitated. Even when we talk about how flawed Sonic's games are, the music is the #1 element from the franchise that fans and non-fans unanimously agree is always brilliant.
Yeah, see, I get that way when I hear the drowning music. Just my heart is
Oh,
pumping.
Lord.
I'm just, oh, God. Oh, God.
Matt Gamer, thank you for the 100 bits. Sorry for my mistake from earlier. So here are some more bits for the CA Cats, Chaplain Buster, and Ike. Please forgive me. You're totally
Oh,
fine, Matt.
really
Please.
okay,
You're
man. Yeah,
fine.
all our best to you, man.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 100 bits. What would you say is your least favorite episode of Hell of a Boss and Has Been Hotel? For me, it's unhappy campers and scrambled eggs, respectively.
Trying to think. I don't know. It has been Hotel and Hell of a Boss. It's kind of like Bob's Burgers, where I remember moments, and this is a good thing. It all kind of gels together, and I think that's a good thing because that means nothing too crazy stands out in terms of being bad. Like it's all just kind of a good time. Like I can remember, like maybe I can say favorite episodes, but like least favorite or really bad, that's a little trickier because I have such a good time with it. It's so consistently good.
Billy Bob, thank you for the 100 bits. I just have to say the Lion Guard is for kids, but in the third season it gets pretty dark. I mean, it almost feels like they are trying to outdo Mufasa's death. Anyway, I hope you can do something with it at some point in time.
We'll see. It's more, if it was a movie, I could totally do it, but because it's a show, that just takes up a lot more time. I mean, we'll see, but it's unlikely.
Mum Ra, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the announcement today of the Disney Movie Club shutting down next month? They had so many exclusive, rare, and obscure Disney movie titles available to you on DVD and Blu-ray if you signed up for the for the club. The only place to get Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and Flight of the Navigator Blu-rays, Doug's First Movie DVD, DuckTales Last Season on DVD, etc.
Oh, I didn't know this. I didn't even know this existed. I totally want to sign up for this. I will say this. I usually get just on Amazon or whatever, I usually get like Blu-rays there and stuff like that. I didn't know a lot of these were that rare. Interesting. Well, now I gotta scramble and get as many of these as I can.
Radio Jim, thank you for the 100 bits. The Star Wars remasters would be uncontroversial if George hadn't deleted the original movies. Star Trek The Original Series Blu-rays got the special edition treatment with new FX, but had the original too, so nobody complained.
Well, let's make one thing clear. Everything Star Wars is controversial now. That's just the law. There's no way around it. Even if he didn't get rid of the original movies, they would still be controversial. Fans would still talk in anger about it, whether it be pro or con. But no, that is my issue. That if he just didn't get rid of the original, and I just don't see the point. I don't see why are you acting like they didn't exist? Why not show off, man, at the time, what we did and we worked so hard to do and what won over everybody? And you can keep improving it. That's fine. But why not leave like the original? I don't know. It's like taking it's like if you drew something when you were 10 years old, they worked really hard on, and then you drew it years later. And it's like, oh, that's great. And then you ripped up the original drawing. Like, why would you do that? Like your origins are there, like your roots are there.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. What did you think of the song Out for Love in episode 7 of Has Been Hotel? Underrated song, in my opinion.
Is that the
I don't know if I know which one is Out for Love.
For Love has been like once I see the visual. Oh, I liked it. Again, I like the conflict songs. That definitely had a lot of conflict in there. Yeah, I dug it.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite scene from The Iron Giant?
I really gotta think. Man, I know everyone wants to say, "I am not a gun," like they want me to say that scene. I don't know. I feel like there's another. What moment am I missing? I feel like there's an obvious moment that I'm not getting for some reason. I'm like trying to go through the whole film. This is gonna sound so dumb. I love so many of the villains' scenes. I know I could go for one of the big emotional scenes, but I really love the villain when he says, "Screw my country, I want to live." That really, really cracked. I think we rewound that a lot when we first saw it, Rob and I, when we first saw it. Actually, no, I take it back. I know my favorite scene, the very last scene. I thought that is the perfect ending. That is the perfect way to finish that off. And the way Hogarth looks when he says, "See," I mean, that's such a genuine bit of acting and animation. Yeah, that's my favorite bit.
Strider for Life, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen or heard of the series called American Born Chinese? Oh, excuse me. I thought it was an entertaining show.
Is that a new one that just came out?
I think it just came
American
out on Disney
Born
Plus, but
China.
I
Yeah,
completely forgot to watch it because I read that graphic novel. I like that graphic novel.
Oh, I didn't even know it was based on graphic.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, that actually makes me even. I didn't know that. Actually makes me more
Mhm.
interested.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. No, I saw the trailer. It looked good. Again, just sort of got lost in the mix of. It's got knowing it's a graphic novel. It does make me want to check it out more. I will go on my way more to see that because I didn't know that.
Kirok, thank you for the 100 bits. P.S. Doug, Nemesis, which is an even number film, in my opinion, is the worst film ever. Your thoughts?
I get why people say that. There's just enough things in there that make me go, I'm glad I saw it. I thought it was okay. I'm not surprised when people really rip it apart. I thought Tom Hardy was very interesting. I thought the idea was very interesting. Some of the action over the top I thought was kind of fun. But if you need to rip it apart, you're not short material. There's a lot of things you can rip apart. I thought there were enough things that made it entertaining, but yeah, it's about if Star Trek 3 is the one where it's like, yeah, it's almost good. I mean, to me, Nemesis is one that's like, yeah, it's almost bad to me. Those two, you can kind of, if you could switch them, maybe.
Anthony, thank you for the 100 bits. You thinking of killing NC off again? If you decide to do so, you got plenty of other talents anyway.
I mean, I can't do this forever. I can't put the suit on forever, but we talked about like when to do it and stuff like that. But I'm not gonna like. I still want to do movie review. I still want to do some type of like talking about movies and stuff like that. That I enjoy. But I mean, the NC is turning more and more to it's just my thoughts turned up, kind of thing. So at some point when the time is right, we'll ease them out and stuff like that. But yeah, we haven't quite figured out what it is yet. But yeah, I'm not. I don't know if I'll kill. I don't know. We'll see. What the fuck though? With YouTube, you just can't predict. Can you? Yeah, making an online living, but it also makes it exciting.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas?
Oh, love it. Love the shit out of it. That's one of my favorite movies. But I will say I went into it blind, and I don't know if that was the right way to go into it. I think you do have to know a little history about the person and what the book is about and stuff like that. And the time frame and everything. And knowing that plays a big factor. In fact, I would recommend reading the book first. And it doesn't ruin the movie because, if anything, it kind of makes it better because the movie is such a different experience, but it's also very faithful to what the book is. So yeah, it's definitely not something where it's like, well, if you read it, you're gonna have it spoiled. No, it's a different experience.
I gotta read the book and rewatch the movie because the only time I've seen that movie was when I was babysitting people. I say babysitting, but I kind of was. People who decided to take shrooms and then watch Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
You don't want to watch.
They were not having a good time. I was doing some babysitting.
Oh, that would be a nightmare. Oh my god. Yeah, don't do that.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In Paranorman, who do you think is the funnier character, Alvin the bully or Mitch the jock?
I like the voice actor for Alvin because I think that's funny. I think it's really funny that it's McLovin as the bully. I think that's very, very funny. But in terms of the character, I think the jock, particularly the twist at the end with the sister, I thought that was very, very funny and very well handled. I thought they actually did that very, very well. That was a perfect delivery. That was a perfect payoff.
Anthony, thank you for the 100 bits. If you decide to do so, you can be a video essayist.
Yeah, yes and no. I do like just talking about, kind of whatever I want, what I think is an interesting subject. The same way with critics, how there can be a little bit of that uppityness. Oh, do you know who I am kind of thing. Sometimes you can get that with video essays too, and I always have a fear of becoming that. So, but I'm a critic too, technically. I don't know. If I did, I'd want to do it my own way. You know what I mean? My own weird ass way that wouldn't quite fall into that category.
Bernsey, thank you for the 100 bits. If you've seen Depp since... Sorry, did not read that right at all. If you've seen Deep Space Nine, you've seen Babylon 5, right, Doug?
No, and my reason is really stupid. I could not get into the effects. They were distractingly bad to me. And everyone says it's like Deep Space Nine, except even better. Maybe I should give it a chance again. I feel like I can watch it now and separate, my cringiness at the effects. But at the time, it was just way too distracting. But everyone says it's fantastic. I should give it another shot.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 100 bits. For the DreamWorks films in Disneycember, I meant live action DreamWorks films. Those were owned by Touchstone Pictures, which was a branch under Disney, not the animated films.
Ah, okay. Now I see what you're talking about. Even well, yeah, because they did always have to connect with other studios at the time, like Paramount and stuff like that. Huh. All right, I'll look into that. Might be an idea.
Kirok, thank you for the 300 bits. Deep Space Nine, in my opinion, is what Star Trek should be. Like Next Gen and original series are too clean and too perfect. Deep Space Nine feels more human.
Well, I think there's a lot of humanity in Next Gen, but no, that's Gene Roddenberry's vision of kind of like, for lack of a better way of putting it, like a peaceful kind of utopian, where like we figured it out kind of thing. It's very optimistic. It's very inspiring. It's not super realistic. And people always kind of go back and forth about like, well, do they want that in Star Trek or do they not? Because there's always going to be conflict. There's always going to be problems. There's always going to be racism. There's always going to be inequality. There's always going to be all this stuff. And some of the best Star Trek stuff deals with that. You know, like Kirk having a prejudice against Klingons. You know, well, how can that be if the world isn't, you know, like that and stuff like that? So I get what they're going for. I like the ones that play with that a little bit. And, you know, kind of ask, well, are they? And Deep Space Nine does do that more. They all do that. I mean, don't they? They all play with it. But I like the Star Trek that questions it a lot more. And in a less obvious way than I guess like Picard did, the show did at first. So, yeah, that is one of the things I liked a lot more about Deep Space Nine.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits, and this is about the Sonic Symphony still. Some would argue Mario, Zelda, or Kingdom Hearts have the superior discographies, and I'm like, pfft. Until they get their own personal Metallicas to compose rock anthems for them, they're as credible as Nickelback. I'm done. Was a good show, totally recommend.
Very cool. No, thank you so much again.
Sean49 Doctor, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, I have to agree with what you said a couple of weeks ago about Burton's version of Dark Shadows. Frankly, I thought it took too many turns for the humorous. I know it's a lot of source material to cram into a 2-hour film, but frankly, it just didn't work for me. There's only one Barnabas Collins, and it ain't Johnny Depp.
Yeah, and like I said, I haven't seen much of the show, so I don't have much to compare it to, but I've seen enough to know that's not the show.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100. Or, sorry, I totally misread that. Where is my brain today? I know, guys. Thank you for the 100 bits. Do you think you could review the Sing films in the near future? Considering the fact that you always make fun of their ratings, I'd like to know what you think about the actual film themselves.
I never did release that, did I? I saw the second.
No.
I did the second one, and I did a test for Untitled Review Show. I did about 4 reviews. I did different movies each time. Maybe I should release those. That might be kind of a fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like in one video, because I still have them. The audio is not always that great on them because some of them were audio tests, and like one, the mic didn't even record, so I had to just use the mic off of like the camera. But yeah, and I did do one for Sing too on there. I liked it. I never did see the first one. I hear the second one's better, but yeah, maybe I should do like a little compilation or something.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 200 bits. Doug, will you check out the opening video of Persona 5? It's gorgeous animation and the song is catchy as hell. Wake up, get out there. By Lynn.
Man, I might.
The music is so good in Persona 5, Doug.
The song sounds really familiar. I might have heard the song. I don't think I've seen the intro, but I might wait, because if I do play it, I should, you know, I won't be surprised. I want, you know, take it in when I first see it. So I will consider it. When I figure out whether or not I'm going to play this game or not, that will decide when I watch the intro.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Zootopia has a wonderful message, but the lead duo is what stood out to me the most. Judy and Nick are just so charming and have such powerful chemistry. I feel like people talk more about the lesson than the characters themselves, which are honestly just as strong.
Well, I don't think they would talk about the lesson as much if the characters weren't strong and likable. It is funny because when I first saw it, I liked it. I thought the message was a little too obvious. You know, and even though it was funny, a lot of the, you know, sort of racial jokes were funny and everything, and the stereotypes and everything, and how people, you know, do treat other people and stuff like that and certain things. I think what really made it work is that you do like those characters, and if you were told, well, yeah, this character later, you're gonna find out they're a little, like I said, they're a little prejudiced and stuff. Like you probably be, oh, I don't want to like that character. But when you watch it, when you go through the experience, it's like, well, how can I dislike this character? I can't dislike this character. And I like that. I think it really does show it's not that simple. It's not just racist, bad, boom, you're done, good job. It's like it's a lot more complicated than that. So I do like they show the layers of that in a Disney kids movie. No, I was very impressed with how they handled a lot of that.
Radio Jim, thank you for the 100 bits. I brought up the anime Ping Pong the Animation in a stream a few months ago, and Doug seemed interested after doing a quick Google image search, so I'm curious if you ever got around to checking the show out for real.
No, in fact, I gotta remind myself on Ping Pong anime, right?
The animation.
Oh, the animation. Hold on. The animation. I'll try to save it this time. Oh, that was it. Okay. Yes, I have to. Oh, that's right. Okay, I do remember this now in this kind of style. Yeah. I don't know when I'm gonna get around to it. I will do my best. I'm bookmarking it right now. I have no idea when I'm gonna get around to it, but it does look cool. It does look like somebody that would be up my alley.
Strider for Life, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you heard of this series by Jeremy Renner called Renovation? It's on Disney Plus.
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen it. In fact, I still have to watch Hawkeye as well because everyone says that. I might wait till Christmas time though because everyone says that's a good Christmas show. So yeah, maybe I'll watch that first and then I'll watch that show.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the movie Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters? Nostalgia-ween?
I never saw it, and I don't know. That's a weird one that clearly it has a following. I don't know if it's enough to, like bring in enough views for that. Because I do like to do a half and half. I like to do something I really want to talk about and something that I know will get views. But once in a while, I'll experiment with something that I'm not sure of. And I don't know if that's the right one to try that out with. But maybe. I've never seen it. But people, I guess, do like to talk about it.
Bernsey, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, ever consider doing a review of Bruce Willis in the movie 16 Blocks? If you get the DVD, there's an alternate ending that I thought was beautiful.
I don't even think I know that on 16 Blocks. I've never heard of this movie. I'll try to check it out.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. In early February, my brothers and I watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, loved it to pieces. Taught me 2 very valuable lessons. All hippies are evil and Bruce Lee was a bitch ass.
One of my favorite reactions a director's ever given someone's criticism is Quentin Tarantino went on Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan, I mean, kind of, you can see why I was kind of offended at the portrayal of Bruce Lee. Now, he was very cocky, but they were kind of showing he might not have the talent to back it up, or maybe he was too cocky. And I fell a little bit in the same vein. I'm just like, wait, this is going a little far. And he brought that up to Quentin Tarantino. He says, look, if someone is like, we're really offended by, what I did with that and, the portrayal of this legendary guy and everything, go suck a dick. And he just laughed out loud. He just howled with laughter. And it's like, well, what can you say? He's just like, oh, I love when this guy, like, Mr. Movie, I mean, everyone's like, oh my God, the filmmaker Quentin Tarantino, every once in a while, he's like, it's a fucking film, relax. I thought that was very funny. But I will say this. It is a fictionalized Once Upon a Time. It's Hollywood in a fairy tale, right? It's like rewriting a lot of this. So from that standpoint, I wasn't that offended.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the movie Frankenweenie? Nostalgia-ween?
I liked it. I did Disney December on it. And I really enjoyed it. I feel bad because it is one of those movies everyone forgets about, including me. I forget about it. And whenever I go through his filmography, I'm always like, oh yeah, that was good. I really like that. And it's never brought up anywhere. It's a very charming film. I don't know why everyone, including myself, always forgets about it. It's a film he made twice. And I still forget about it. But yeah, it's, I don't know if I'll do an NC, but I did do a Disney December of it. And I did really enjoy it.
Hunter Tech, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, would you ever do an NC review of The Majestic? Okay, you're not a fan. It's from the same director that did Green Mile, and he really liked The Majestic, and he couldn't understand why people didn't like The Majestic.
It's, I need a clip from The Mist, when I did the review of that. And even just watching that again, I'm like, he did Shawshank. I really like Shaw. He did Walking Dead. I like Walking Dead, but man, when he does something I don't like, I really don't like it. It's just the right amount of like irking me and poking at my brain and all the stuff I just don't like to watch. And Majestic is one of them. And a lot of people do like the movie because every time I've made a joke about it, there's a fair amount of people are just like, "Hey, you shut up!" And I'm like, fair. I mean, okay, there's no like bad message in it or anything. I really don't like it.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. What Christopher McDonald character do you like more, Shooter McGavin or Kent Mansley?
Probably Kent Mansley. I think because you can go further with the animation and the expressions, but both are very, very funny. He's also a little bit better written, I think. His humor is a little bit more consistent, but Shooter McGavin is pretty damn funny.
Star Wars Satan, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you ever thought of Highlander month, and which one of the Highlander 2 versions would you review?
I've only seen the first one. No, I take it back. I've seen bits of, I think bits of 2, and it was quite bad. It was very, very bad. I don't know which version I saw, though. So, yeah, I don't know. I just enjoyed the first one so much. I thought it was a blast that the idea of watching the others and being like, oh, this is what follows. Also, that's another one I don't know if there's enough of a following for, because I've talked about maybe reviewing the first one, but I don't know if enough people would click on it, So I don't know. What to see.
Blake the Nothing, thank you for the 100 bits. Just thought I'd share this. 2 clips of SpongeBob swearing uncensored from the episode Sailor Mouth leaked online. The fact that it's nothing super interesting or shocking kind of leads me to believe it's legit.
Could be. Well, what's the other one? Was it Dexter's Lab where they did a whole episode where they were like swearing up a storm and they had to, I think they didn't even air it because even with the bleeps, they're like, this is too much. I don't know. My favorite, I think, my 2 favorite of voice actors swearing, one is Mel Blanc as Porky Pig saying son of a bitch, because it's just the perfect delivery, the way they do it. And it's animated. They actually animated it. And then the guy doing the voice of Lion-O trying to say this one line that's so long and he goes, what the fuck am I saying? It's so funny.
Burnsy, thank you for the 100 bits. Not to ask a controversial question or anything, but Han Solo fired blank?
He fired first. Come on.
He shot
we all
first.
know this.
Absolutely.
We all know this.
Yeah. Rob the guitar guy, thank you so much for that raid. Welcome on in, everyone. Hello. Movie Mike.
Yeah, you heard it here. You came at just the right time. Han did shoot first. We all know this. There's no dispute.
Yes.
Even George Lucas wears a shirt now that says Han shot first. That's pretty great.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Now that you have seen the whole season, what do you think of Charlie and Vaggy's relationship?
It's fine. I kind of thought there'd be more to. I hate to say it. It kind of took me a minute to figure out they even were a couple. I kind of so. I don't know. I thought there'd be a little bit more chemistry there, but it's something where I can see that growing more in more seasons. You know what I mean? On the one hand, I kind of like it's like they're kind of so comfortable with each other that it's not something they always have to say like romantic stuff all the time. I'm thinking of the right character, right? We're talking about the couple, right?
Yes. Sorry.
Okay.
Yep.
It's fine. You couldn't make the argument it's so good that it's almost too believable, because I'm just like, oh, it's just like any couple. Like they're not always all over each other, like saying lovey-dovey things, but they get along fine, kind of thing. I guess I'm saying I like another season where we dive more into like maybe moments where they don't always, are on the same page and stuff like that, like a little bit more conflict kind of thing and how to get past that. Maybe that's the stuff I like to watch in romances. I like to see something where they just get along so well, where it's like they're annoying to watch. That's kind of what's fun about them. Or there's real conflict and you have to see like how they get through that. Like those are the couples I find really, really interesting. Like Harley and Ivy are just so bonkers and such a weird combo, but they really work. And then I like seeing their conflicts, how she'll kind of become a hero and then she'll go be a villain kind of thing. Like that kind of stuff's a little bit more interesting to me.
We're definitely going to have to pick up the pace. We're about 20 minutes behind. Okay. Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Cliff was no doubt the best character of Once Upon a Time. It's been so long since we had a man in a blockbuster Western. Oh, and a special shout out to his pit bull Brandy. Her chewing that Manson balls earned her the title Goodest Girl in Cinema History.
Yeah, I love. It sounds really weird, but I love the chemistry between him and that dog. It's actually very believable.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, have you ever watched Shudder's 101 Scariest Horror Movie Moments of All Time? I tuned in last month, thought some of it was bullshit, but it introduced me to some really good foreign movies like The Orphanage, A Tale of Two Sisters, and especially Black Sabbath.
Uh, if it's recent, no. I think I saw another list like maybe 5, 10 years ago, something like that. So it's probably not it.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. So it's award season and the Oscars will be close approaching for my best animated feature of 2023. I hope it's either Across the Spider-Verse or The Boy and the Heron to win the Oscar, or if it's a tie in that field, I'll be happy.
Be cool if it was a tie. It should go to Across the Spider-Verse though.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. What is your favorite Grand Santa moment in Arthur Christmas? For me, it's either him talking about a previous Santa giving every child a sausage nailed to a piece of bark for Christmas, or when he shouts, "Insubordination, I'll have you harpooned, elf."
I think I think I like when they're flying through Toronto. They're flying past all the buildings. It's like, oh yeah, Toronto, nobody lives here.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. One of the 101 scariest movie moments, which I thought was bullshit, was Mulholland Drive. The buildup was good, but the payoff literally made me audible laugh, if you know, you know.
I strong disagree. That scene scared the shit out of me. I will say, when you go back and pause it and look, it's like, oh, that was it? But yeah, the buildup was so good, you could show anything there.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Paper or plastic, ah! There it is, you did it. FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Idea for the next Channel Awesome Twitch competition. Play a scene from an episode of Seinfeld, and we have to guess what episode it's from. I've never seen Seinfeld. So.
That'd be tricky, too, because a lot of the stuff doesn't always connect. Yeah, that would be tricky.
That would be tricky. At Movies, thank you for the 100 bits. Could you do a vlog series for each episode of X-Men 97 when it airs? Maybe with Rob?
Maybe. That'd be pretty easy to do. I don't know. We'll see.
Kirok, thank you for the 200 bits. Last comment for the night from me. Deep Space Nine was done by Rick Berman, while Next Generation and Voyager and Enterprise, and this is part 1 of 2, or maybe 3.
All right.
Queen Calificent, thank you for the 200 bits. Do you think Woody abandoning his kids in Toy Story 4 undermines the message of the previous Toy Story films?
There's a lot of things I don't like about that movie, and that wasn't a particular big one. I mean, times change, and I think that's kind of what they're showing.
At Movies, thank you for the 100 bits. NC for 1001 Nights, 1990. It stars a young Zeta Jones in her very first film role, and it's a pretty damn weird movie.
Oh, yeah, I've never even heard of it. I'll check it out.
Kirok, thank you for the 100 bits. And it really shows... Ira Bear should have wrote for Enterprise and Voyager 2. We would have gotten a better series. Good night, friends.
Yeah, Voyager has some good stuff, and I thought was all right. Enterprise, I barely remember.
At Movies, thank you for the 100 bits. Dark Tunes for the Chuck Jones Jungle Book. We all know how much you love it.
Is it dark, though? I don't know. There's a few dark things. I don't know if I'd say it's like that dark, though. I do like talking about, though.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. What was your favorite Flash moment in Spectacular Spider-Man? Mine was when he, of all people, gave Peter a reality check when he was being taken over by the symbiote. I kind of like when the girl he's trying to hit on kind of shows more. It's such a trope cliche, but kind of show just kind of be yourself, be the real you. And that's, I don't know, that's such a cliche, but the way they did it was very believable. Okay, sorry. Kirok, I think I misunderstood where they were trying to have me correct. What? Rick Berman did Voyager, Next Gen, and Enterprise. Okay.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Gotcha. Okay. Movie Mike. Oh, I just read that. I'm sorry. At Movies, thank you for the 100 bits. What is your favorite TV censor dub? Example, Mr. Falcon or Find a Stranger in the Alps.
Oh, my favorite is we all laughed so hard because they said a lot in this movie. I think it was The Hard Way, is this Michael J. Fox, James Woods movie. It says, son of a bitch, they replaced it with slug in a ditch. Like, what? What does that mean?
Slug in a ditch, Doug.
Yeah, I love
You
it.
slug in a ditch.
Every once in a while, we still say that.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. My favorite Tarantino interview moment is when a person named Jan is asking why Kill Bill needed so much violence, and Tarantino shouts, "Because it's so much fun, Jan!"
Yeah, that was a dumb interview. Both of them were just want to act like kids. It's very entertaining. It's pretty dumb though.
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on the Robin Williams movie Jumanji versus Dwayne The Rock Johnson's Jumanji?
um, the Dwayne one is better. It's more entertaining, but there is a little bit more of a timelessness to the original. But it's not better. I think the Dwayne and Kevin Hart one is better.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. I recently bought Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2. Played for less than an hour, it's really outclassed Smash Bros. In terms of the fighters' animations, emotions, and accuracy in the character portrayals. Yeah, it's true, Doug. Folks have issues with how characters are portrayed in Smash, and if you love the Nintendo characters as much as they do, you would kind of agree.
Ah, okay. I played the original Brawl, or the Nickelodeon one. I had a good time. I did get tired of it pretty quick, though.
Godzilla fan, thank you for the 100 bits. Fried chicken or a cheeseburger?
Ooh, probably a cheeseburger, but that's close.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Top 3 favorite Robert De Niro performances?
Rupert Pupkin would be one. Taxi Driver is pretty great. I gotta see fucking Raging Bull again to really judge that. I mean, that'd probably be up there. What's another obvious one I'm missing? I don't know. I'm blanking. I'll just say Raging Bull because it probably is.
Radio Jim, thank you for the 100 bits. On TV dubs, I never get tired of when Sam Jackson had it with these monkey fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane. That seriously is the TV dub.
That one is pretty great. I love that one. Godfather 2. Let me go back. I'll switch it out with Godfather 2 for De Niro.
There you go. At Movies, thank you for the 100 bits. NC for Galaxy Quest in honor of its 25th anniversary.
Is it 25th? Well, shit, now I gotta do it. I was literally thinking about doing that, and I'm just like, okay, now this 25th, I gotta, because I like the movie. I don't love it, and I kind of want to revisit it and see if I love it now.
Cartoon Dictator says we're at some highlighted here. We got just a little bit of time for some highlighted.
Nice.
Woo! Cartoon Dictator says Webby Vanderquack reboot one or Mabel Pines and favorite Superman the animated series character.
Do I say Lobo, obviously, for animated. I love Lobo. And then Mabel. Webby's fun, but Mabel you can have more fun with what she gets obsessed over.
Master Mario says, have you ever said something very mean or wrong that you regret?
Never. It's weird. The whole time I've been on this planet Earth. Not what? Of course I have. Christ. I think everybody has. That's part of being human is figuring out how to deal with it, how to live with it, how do you, all that stuff. Can you make up for it? All that stuff. I mean, that's just the human experience.
Radio Jim, thank you for the 500 bits. I was just sticking this in here to unlock that Bubble Bass emote, but now I'll say that I'm looking forward to the Galaxy Quest NC if you go through with that.
Yeah, because I liked it. I thought it was fine, but people obsessed over it. They're like, one of the best written films of the past 20 years. Really? Like that? That's really odd to me, but maybe I gotta watch it again. Maybe I'll see the magic.
Power Gamer says, suggestion for this year's Nostalgiaween intro, Tales from the Crypt.
We thought about that, doing some sort of Tales from the Crypt intro. We're not sure how we do it yet, but we like the idea.
Warden says, hey, Doug, you should check our Togo for Disney-cember. It was one of the first Disney Plus movies, stars Willem Dafoe, and gives a different perspective on the story of Balto and the real-life serum run of 1925.
Yeah, I was going to review that when it first came out. Then I think just other things, pushed it back. And that was another one I kept putting it on the list. And I'm like, it's just too funny. Nobody remembers it now and stuff. But if there's a Blu-ray out there, maybe I will. If not, it's kind of a pain in the ass just to use trailer clips.
Godzilla fan, thank you for the 100 bits. For Doug and Heather, favorite cocktail?
Uh,
I love a good old fashioned. You give me any variation on a good old fashioned, and I'm happy.
a similar vein, Manhattan. I really like, especially like a smoky one. Whenever we go to Grand Rapids, we always go with this fancy bar that's connected to it, and we get all these smoke. They bring it out in the box and everything. You open it up, they light it up and everything, and yeah, we get old fashions and Manhattans and stuff. So good.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. This is your reminder to check out Tomb Raider 1 through 3 Remastered. Take it from me, it's glorious and beautiful and round and bouncy. And I'm just describing Lara's breasts at this point. I'm going to stop.
I was gonna say, then it's not proper. They gotta be flat and square and point. That's the way it is.
Radio Jim, thank you for the 100 bits. Galaxy Quest thrives on its tone. I don't think it's brilliant, but its cult appeal is strong.
Yeah, definitely. That's one of the reasons I want to go back and revisit it. I don't know, because your humor does change as you get older and stuff. So I'm wondering if I look back at some of the jokes and maybe I'll feel more like, oh man, like I really feel like I'm there going through that. That's more where the humor comes from, maybe.
Mecha Steinzilla, thank you for that subscription. Welcome,
you.
appreciate that. Godzilla fan, thank you for the 100 bits. Long Island iced tea is mine.
That's fair.
And Mecha Steinzilla would like a birthday shout out for their friend Deanie.
Deanie, happy birthday to you. I love you. Love
Wow.
you so much. Return my calls. I'm not stalking you. It's not stalking if I know who you are. That's the law.
Amazing. Great. Fantastic. And I think that's just what we're going to end on. It's almost 8 o'clock and I don't know what else we could do to go above and beyond that.
Can't top that.
Yeah. So thank you all so much for joining us here today. As usual, we super appreciate it. Don't forget, we do have content here 5 days a week. So please come on back and hang out with us. Tamara's going to be back tomorrow. Malcolm will be back on Friday afternoon. Doug will be back on Friday evening with more Final Fantasy VII Remake and hopefully not trashy internet. All fingers and toes crossed. And then we'll start it all again on Monday. Oh, well, Monday, actually, we have awesome comics and cocktails. And come on back for that. Walter and I will be discussing the new Avatar the Avatar live action series, as well as the episodes of Bad Batch that just released tonight. So come hang out and chat with us, okay? All right. We are going to go raid Tamra as usual once I finish typing her name here. Beautiful. There it goes. Okay, everyone. Have a great evening, and we'll see y'all later. Bye.
Bye-bye.